Hello farmers, welcome back to Selendra. Just checking on the horses here, seeing what their status is, and I think next month they'll all be mature horses, which means they'll start the reproduction stage, which will take, is it a year and a half? I kind of forgot how long it takes for horses to reproduce. Where is the trigger for, oh there we go. Let's see, animals are healthy and older than 22 months can reproduce. So how long, I don't know how long it takes a horse to, gestation period, 11 months. All right, so it's March, so in April they'll be full. So next March, we should have little colts running around the stable here. Well, they won't actually look like little horses, they'll be full-grown horses, but you get the idea. But with spring here, it is time to replant. And I was just checking on some things, and I kind of got used to the East Vineland schedule of planting, and I thought I was going to be planting some wheat today, along with some oats, and no, there is no spring planting of wheat and barley. So to feed our chickens and horses, we're going to be planting oats in the same field as we did last year today, and then in the month of April, both fields over there are going to have sorghum. Sorghum for the chickens mostly, and of course the oats are for the horses, and I can also feed the sorghum to the horses as well. But you know, what food we have when we have it is what we get, what will be fed to the animals. Okay, all right, so the fiat is what we need. Let's go get our direct drill and go plant in some oats. Get that all taken care of. Today also I need to sell the honey. I kind of forgot about the honey prices being the best in March as my tedder gets tossed around a bit there. Let's see how much. Okay, may need some fertilizer, and we're on sorghum. I need that to be on oats. There we go. I do have fertilizer here. Can I get close enough to top this off? Am I close enough? And no, I'm not. All right. Who put that in there? That's a tight little squeeze. Someone also did ask if I remove the material from the manure pit, won't the horses produce manure? And we tried that, and this horse stable does not produce manure. The only horse stable I saw that produced manure was from the Elk Mountain Modding horse stable, which I don't have active. All right, how much is in here? I might be able to slide it on over. There we go. Is that close enough? There, now it's close enough. That might be enough fertilizer to get this done. Squeeze her on the fence line, kind of. All right, let's close up the drill. There we go. So I have been around this morning taking care of everything. I got the planks at the sawmill moved around. I got the fabric at the spinnery taken care of. I brought the wool on over to the spinnery. So we are good to go. Turn on our drill. And now we got another field of oats. Didn't get many oats off this field last year, but they are small fields. I mean, the field is about as best as it's going to be. Of course, this is the first stage of fertilization. I'll have to roll the field as well. Just got to remember, I got to roll the field before the crops grow. So that's got to be done today, which we will get to. Won't take us too long. But we had a really good winter. Brought in a good amount of cash. And of course, we expanded the farm a little bit by buying some more land. And we're going to have a good month coming up here in a couple of months when we go ahead and sell the fabric. I think that is May. Currently right now, according to the chart on the mod that we have, right now with the fabric we have, we should be getting $120,000 worth for our fabric. But in a couple more months, it could be closer to like $140,000 because we're going to be making more fabric in the next 2 months. And then of course when June or July, when the planks are ready to be sold, that's going to be another huge chunk of change as well. The sawmill is still running at full power. We got plenty of wood to be made into planks. I'm kind of hoping that the sawmill can continue as it is until our saplings grow. But I don't think that's going to happen, but you could always dream. This field will be smaller in the future when we go ahead and put down the training facility for the horses, because the road's going to cut right on through here. And I may just go ahead and cut off the edge of the field a little bit and maybe just put in meadow grass. But the training facility, I think we will need probably next year, I think. We'll see how it goes. Because, yeah, we just saw the colt. We should have 6 more horses next March. But then those horses will have to grow up and reproduce. But if I keep the original 6 horses for another year, then those will reproduce. So maybe in a couple years we'll put down the training facility. But also if I get to where the money situation is looking good, and also our storage for feeding the animals is looking good, I could always buy 6 more adult horses, and in 1 year they'll reproduce. And once we get a good cycle going, the training facility will be needed and used. But really the whole series on here is just playing on a small map and raising horses. The training facility is not the main focus, but that's the next step for us on the map anyways. It's just going to make us a little bit more extra cash. I don't think we'll ever get our money back for putting down the training facility, although I could be wrong. But when I tested it, wow, that's going way back now to like November. I was testing that mod for using here on a small map. Time is flying by quickly in real life, it seems like lately. Which right now is fine by me because it's the middle of winter here. Although it's been a very mild winter for where I live. Oh, the store as well. The store was thankfully enough, they put down the silos so I can buy in bulk rather than having to buy bag after bag or bag. And that is really just made for the greenhouses. It'll be great one day when I can just go down to the store, buy a trailer full of seed and solid fertilizer, and top off those greenhouses. I won't have to worry about them for a while. The water, though, maybe getting a bigger tanker in the future somehow, a modded one that can hold a decent amount of water. During the winter months, that took a lot of trips to fill up those greenhouses. Of course, when I say trips, I should say cycles. It's not much of a trip. The greenhouses are right there by the pond. But with each greenhouse needing about 40,000 liters, and that tanker only holds 4,000, just a little over. It's like 9 trips per greenhouse. 4 greenhouses. Yeah, it's a good amount of trips. Cycles. Yeah, we should have enough fertilizer to get this done, and I think enough seed to get this field done. Oh yeah, and I think last episode we also just paid off a little bit of the loan. I think we saved ourselves $33 in loan interest. But $33 is $33. And when we sell that fabric, I think we're going to buy the bigger grass field on the other side. I probably won't keep that as grass. I think we got enough grass over here. So we'll probably put a crop into it. But by the time I buy that grass field this year, we will use it as grass until we can replant in it. I just got to remind myself now that if I want to plant wheat or barley, I need to do it in September and October. So, of course, with the oats, we'll get the straw, which we could always sell. We don't make that much money on the straw. We don't get enough of it. It's not like East Vineland where I'm doing a lot of big fields and we're getting tons of straw. So when I go to sell it, I make $10,000, $12,000 per trip. We don't get enough bales off these fields, so we just need the straw basically for bedding for the horses, although they're not really going through the straw that much. So yeah, maybe just planting sorghum on the other side is fine. This little setup here is working really good, this John Deere direct drill. It does make getting the job done at a decent amount of time. Right now, the only thing we have in storage is about 4,000 liters of oats. I don't have any more feed for the chickens. So if the chickens can't make it until, I think it's September, that the sorghum is harvest time. Even though we don't have it planted yet, but that's when it's ready for harvest. I'm not sure the chicken's going to make it that far with the feed that they got. So we'll probably have to buy some chicken feed. We got to make sure those chickens are up and going. We actually have 2.5 pallets of eggs already. Well, I don't have enough fertilizer to finish up that field, but that's fine. We do have a big bag of fertilizer I see back there. So we'll see if we can take the rest. Concrete wall. We're good. We'll see if we can take the whole bag or not. That is going to be lime on the other side, I do believe. Now we got enough. So there is the silo where we can buy in bulk. And I think if we buy in bulk, we'll get this a little bit of a discount. That, like I said, that's mainly for the greenhouses. Eventually, when we got a decent amount of cash, I can buy a whole bunch of seed and fertilizer and top those off. And then I probably won't have to worry about the seed and fertilizer for a long time. But also, when I do that, I may start making multiple products out of the greenhouse. Well, that way we'll make a little bit more cash, which means getting a little bit more profit per day. I can drive in this other farmer's field because he hasn't planted nothing yet, so it's all good. I did see every once in a while, well, twice a week, I'll check the Giants forum to see what mods are in testing. And I kind of wish sometimes, though, I know it'd be a lot of work for Giants, if they could almost like put a description in what the mod actually is. So I've talked about it before. We do have crop destruction on here. I usually play with crop destruction on. But I think it was back in FS19 and also maybe in 17. There were mainly mods back then, to where if you drove in another farmer's field and you got crop destruction on, you would destroy their crops and you would lose money because, you know, you got to pay that farmer for the crops that you destroyed. And I saw a name of a mod, and I forgot what the name of the mod actually was, but it almost sounds like that could be the mod coming out. I'm not saying it is, but that'd be kind of neat. Now, if you're a careless driver like I am sometimes as well, driving over other farmers' fields, yeah, your money goes down pretty darn quick when you're driving over their crops. I mean, yeah, destroying crops is expensive. Just driving through a straight line through a big field, you could lose 20 grand by destroying farmers' crops. There we go. We got a field of oats. And I didn't have to buy fertilizer because we had some, so that's always a plus as well. So the only thing I need to do is roll these fields, I believe. And, oh yeah, I got to fertilize them again as well. And we're not going to get, we're going to get up to 98% because we are not mulching the field. Because we're using a direct drill, so we don't have to cultivate or mulch. I do get asked why I roll the fields on this map and not East Vineland. I wouldn't actually roll the fields if this map was bigger or the fields were bigger, just to get an extra 2%. But we do it here because without precision farming as well, rolling a grass field I actually get a stage of fertilization. So that saves us cash on the grass field. And since this roller that we have does both grass field and arable fields, it kind of... You know, I got the roller anyways. I really need to move that tedder. Alright, so maybe I'll just leave the drill out because I'm going to be using it again kind of shortly. Alright, let me move that tedder. I just keep hitting it and it keeps wobbling over more towards where the drill needs to go. What I should do, just to get out of the way, because I do got room for it right in front of the mower. Alright, now that I got the room, I will park the drill away just so it's out of the way. Although I got plenty of room here. Now instead of having to back this in an angle, I can just back it on straight in. Just don't hit our garden hose. Alright, let's grab the roller. And off we go. Yeah, I would be kind of tempted to buy 6 more horses now, adult horses, just to get the process going a little bit faster, but I think it's going at an okay pace. It would be nice to get the training facility up and going so we could actually get it used. I hate when it does that because I always feel like it's destroying the crop when I do this. But it's fine. Needs rolling. I don't think so. It's not a big enough area. And so far today, the Fiat is acting like a good little tractor. It hasn't got quote-unquote stuck. Sometimes I can go an episode or two without it doing it all, then other times it could do it 2 or 3 times. So this gives us an extra 2% yield. Yeah, I just find, as I was saying before, rolling the fields, you know, is it worth it? For the amount, you got to pay for the equipment, which is, you know, it's not that expensive. But then you're burning diesel to go around the field, and also you're putting wear and tear on the vehicle and the implement that you got to constantly repair now and then. So is it worth getting the extra 2% on a field? I suppose because I play in hard economy, so we don't earn that much more off the crop. But I guess if you're playing on normal or easy, the benefits actually help you out a little bit more. I got to get that little piece there. It's going to bug me. I was hoping to wrap it around tight enough to get it. I've talked about it many times before about rolling, but it's amazing how many times I get asked, why don't I roll the fields? Not in this episode, not in this series, of course, but on East Mineland. And I would just bring up the same situation where if it's only a 2% bonus, if I were to yield 100,000 liters off this field, but if I rolled it, that means I would have gotten 102,000 liters off the field. And since, let's just say it's wheat, for instance, wheat goes for, we'll just round up to a high number on hard economy, like $400 per 1,000 liters. That means I would have earned an extra $800 off a field that, you know, would yield 100,000 liters. So, you know, is it worth it? So it's not going to take me too long to roll this field. And then we just got to fertilize it once it germinates. And we'll have a field yield potential of 98%. And we should get, I think last year, like I said, we got like just a little over 4,000 liters of oats. So in theory, we should get the same amount. And when it comes time to harvest the oats again this year. Just about done here. Then we have to go over and take care of the sheep. The sheep do need some grass, and I want to see how many sheep we actually have in that pasture right about now, because we gave them hay, I think, at the end of last season, and that usually lasts them quite a while, but I checked before I started recording today, and they're just about out of grass hay, so we must have a good amount of sheep in there to be going through that much. I don't want to say that quickly. But compared to what it was before, it's definitely a lot faster. But there is a field rolled. There we go. So, yep. Doesn't say mulching or anything like that. But, yeah. That's where we don't get the extra 2%. We get up to 98% and that's it. We don't really need a mulch or cultivate because we got a direct drill. But if I want the extra 2%, I might get myself a decent-sized cultivator just to whip around just so we can get the extra 2%. And once again, you know, is it worth it? Yeah, probably not really needed or worth it, but maybe we'll give it a go here in the future because cultivating is something I don't do too much. I always go for a direct drill. Learned that a long time ago. In my early days of farming simulator, I'm like, wait, with a direct drill, I don't have to cultivate? Less times around the field? That works for me. Let me go ahead and park up the Fiat. We don't need that. We need the telehandler. Squeeze this right in here. There we go. Actually, what is on sale at the store? A cultivator prepares fields for the next sowing. 5 meter wide. 180 horsepower. Ooh, that is, that's kind of tight on our Fiat, isn't it? But this would give me the mulching. I do got the cash for it, but not a whole lot. I'll have to think about that. What is the Fiat actually? 185 horse. And that would be if the Fiat is at 100%. As it wears and tears, the horsepower, you can see at 30%. I don't know what the horsepower actually drags down to. But a cultivator is something we don't need right now, so 5 meter wide is actually a good working width for the fields that we got, I think. And what I would do is, with the cultivator, so we can get the mulching done, is fertilize the field before I cultivate it. And that way when I go to replant the field the following season, or next step would be replanting, that would give me a second stage of fertilization. Now let's go over and see how the sheep are doing. Which we know, I know they're low on some hay. They actually may be out of it because I've been playing at ×3. Just to get a rough idea if they did run out. No, they didn't run out yet. You can see all of our planks over there. Oh, it's going to be fun when we sell the fabric and then sell the planks and just have an abundant amount of cash, in a sense, since we do owe almost $1.5 million. At least I'll have money to, buy another field. Of course, buying more fields, this means more opportunities to bring in some income. Now let's narrow up the pallet forks. And we'll grab this bale up here. See, 9,000 liters. They'll take all of it, I'm sure. But of course, the sheep are producing the wool, which helps us make the fabric. So I just want to come over to here. So it says 130, and we do hold 195. So we're almost getting to be at a full pen. And now if I go into here, grass. Yeah, that'll be good enough for now. I could put a bale there, but then the rest of the bale would sit. So they're all set there. Now it's time to go pick up the honey. Because it's March, and March is a good time to sell some honey. I know we got at least 2 pallets and maybe whatever else will spawn in. So I'm going to mosey on over there in the speed demon of a telehandler that we have. I'm always 50-50 on this telehandler. I've been wanting to use the electric telehandler for a long time, now that we're using it here. But yeah, it doesn't quite fit into this map. And so I was looking at the telehandlers on the mod hub. I really couldn't find one to my liking for this map per se. So I may do a little bit more research. So we could trade in the telehandler. I'll get, if I bought like an old one and replace it with this, I think this did cost like 90,000. It'd be kind of like when I trade in the Fendt 718 for the Fiat. We got a good amount of money for that, for trading it in. And I don't want to say downgrading because the horsepower is almost the same. But yeah, I've been kind of looking at telehandlers. Forklifts, forklifts are okay. I don't know. It's just one of those things you got to, as we all know, we all have our tastes and likes and dislikes. When you look at the mod hub, a lot of people say, oh, this mod's great. And you may look at it and like, I don't like that at all. I always, I will say, I am the oddball when it comes to mods, I think. I like the weird ones. I mean, I do like some of the most obvious ones, but... And it's like colors on tractors and such. I know a lot of you did like the sugar beet harvester that we have on East Vineland, with that purple and green combo. Alright, let's go ahead and scoop this on up. I know originally it said I should buy land like this because it's got a shed on it. And after thinking for a bit, it's like, well, why do I need to buy the land? I can just go over here and park over here, right? It's not like when you get out of your vehicle, the game doesn't say, you can't park here because you don't own this property. Some more honey did spawn. Yeah, we'll leave it there. It's fine. Okay, the only thing about this telehandler, it's not that big of an issue. Although when you're using it quite a bit, 9 miles an hour max speed. But being such a small map, it's okay. And we just went past the firewood sell point. And I've been thinking about getting back in to try and using that again. Got some helpful comments on that firewood splitter and how people have used it, and some better options that I could use when doing the firewood, because we made a good amount of money from that firewood. There we go. So beehives that we didn't buy, they're not on our property. We just got about shy of $1,000 for it. So we'll go park the telehandler back up. So that means we're pretty much done here in the month of March, I do believe. Nothing really to do here. So April, we got the grass fields be ready for sure. We're going to be making hay with that, just because, as you see, the sheep are, we're getting almost to a full pen, and they're starting to go to the bales a little bit quicker. So I want to make sure we got a good stockpile of hay for them. And also the horses need hay as well. But I mean, we're fine on hay. I could probably go until the middle of summer and still be fine on hay, but I don't want to be where it's like, yeah, we're down to one bale. Let's go ahead and make up a whole bunch of bales here. But the two money makers are the production buildings that we bought. And yeah, you can see how much fabric we do have. And of course, with more sheep, that means more wool, which means more fabric. Because we got two production lines going on in here, one for cotton, one for wool. So we were getting about 3 pallets a day. Now we're, with the extra sheep's wool, we're almost getting like 4 to almost 5 pallets of fabric a day. And that is because we have upgraded the spinnery to level 3, I think we're on. And again, upgrading the factories like I have here, that's not a mod for the map. That is a mod you can get in the Giants mod hub. I think it's called Factories Upgrade mod. So yeah, any production building, you can upgrade your factories. It just costs you 10% of the previous level of the production chain. So this spinnery here, we paid it for originally $40,000. So to upgrade it, it cost additional 10%, which is $44,000. And to upgrade it again, it cost me $4,800. And then to upgrade again, it would cost me, not $4,800, $48,000, sorry. And then upgrade again, it should be $52,000. So to give you an idea of that, if I were to go in here, scroll the way down here, it's going to be, and it'll tell you, yeah, we're at level 3. There's a 3 in front of it. And if I want to upgrade it, well, it's not going to show them. It's not even going to give me a total because I don't have enough money. But yeah, it should be like $52,000 upgrade this. It'd be the same thing if I wanted to upgrade the sawmill. That costs $60,000. The first time I upgrade, it's going to cost $66,000. Actually, I can kind of show you if I want to upgrade like the greenhouse. There's going to be $2,400. So these were $2,000. Then it cost $2,200. Now it's going to cost $2,400. But we don't need to upgrade the greenhouses. They're doing just fine here. And one thing about the greenhouses, you can see we're not low enough yet. But the cotton, we were at like, what, almost 60,000 liters. We haven't fed this cotton for a while. We're down to 26. But it won't take long to if I activate one of the greenhouses for cotton, because now those are, those have been upgraded. We'll get a lot of cotton over here, and we won't be shy of running out of cotton over here for sure. But anyways, yeah, we got the grass cut next time, and of course we got the sorghum fields, both of them, over here. So field number 32 is its own little field, and fields 26, 27, 28, 29 are all one field. So we're going to put sorghum in both of them. And eventually, how much that grass field is? What, 38,000? Am I right on that? Okay, 40,000. We'll probably buy the grass field this year, and we'll cut grass in it, and probably in September we'll plant some wheat and barley into it. So we should be able to afford it in May when we sell the fabric. So we'll get one cut of grass and maybe a second cut of grass, and then in September we'll get rid of the grass and plant a cereal crop into it. At least that's my plan currently. So we'll have a good amount of feed for the chickens by the time next spring rolls around. But anywho, that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in Selendra. But until then, have a good one.